What's going on, everybody? Today, we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Siege Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime. And as you can see, here he is in his truck mode. And in the original Cybertron cartoon, it's meant to be like a fire truck, but I guess it kind of is, but it's kind of more like just a big truck with like cannons on top. But it still looks really good. It still looks really nice. And it has the detailing of the Cybertron design, has the, windshields and the grill and the cannons and everything like that. And it looks really nice. I like this one a lot. I like this figure. So, not much to say about the vehicle mode, really. There's the, you can move the cannons up and down. You can move these guns around and you can take them off and put them in different ports and such alike. I like to have them back here, though, just because they're just there, and that's where the legs are going to be, so it's fine. One kind of issue, I guess, in this mode is that if you move the cannons and just look, you can see his super mode, robot mode head right there. But that's like the only main issue I really have. And also, you can't do the jet mode, the fire engine jet mode that this old Cybertron toy could do. And the show, obviously. But it's still nice. It still looks good. It rolls fine. And while we're in vehicle mode, we can take a look at a comparison with the Siege Ultra Magnus mold, since that's what it's based off of. It's just a heavy retool. And so, they look good together. This is the that special like spoiler pack version, so it's like all gray and damaged, and it comes with rung. But yeah, you can tell there's a lot of differences. Obviously, the cab is completely different. The trailers are fully different, but they share a lot of features, like how they transform, how they combine, or not, they don't combine, but how they form up with their super mode or like bigger robot mode forms. So they look good, and he looks great as well. So not much else to say about the vehicle mode, so we might as well get into the robot mode, or robot modes plural. So first you want to move the cannons out of the way because it makes it easier. Then you're going to want to untab the wing parts like that. Then you're going to want to take off this gray piece and basically just unplug it and set that off to the side. Then we have just the simple cab, and it's okay. The arms are clearly very there, so that's a little upsetting. But to do the smaller robot mode, you can just fold out the arms like this, flip up the window shield part, flip up the head, tab it back together, tab together the shoulders, flip around the wrists, swivel the torso around, and then there's this little like ladder, like grooved piece, and you're just going to want to push up the backpack, or the grill part, to become the backpack. Then push it together till it clicks, untab the legs, fold them down, flip up the heels, and there you have him in his robot mode. So very simple, but it looks good. I do like this robot mode, and it's actually this is actually used for the Siege comic run that they did for a little bit, which I thought was kind of interesting. They didn't use the Siege Optimus mold or like design. They used this one, so that's interesting to me. But it looks good, so no complaints there. He has the yellow eyes, which is pretty cool. He has a few design elements from, I guess, just like the waist part is the main element from the Galaxy Optimus, or the Cybertron Optimus, because on that Optimus toy and design from Cybertron, he had the bumper parts become the arms, and then the windshield became the shoulders. So it's pretty different. It's very not, it's like they were doing their own thing, really, but it still looks good. And let me raise the camera a little bit for the major combined form. So not much to say about him. His articulation, I could just do it in the combined form, but I'll do it now. he has full range of motion at the shoulders, which is nice. In and out at the shoulder. A bicep swivel. Almost a 90-degree bend, but it kind of goes a little bit past, but I don't know. But he has elbow articulation as well, wrist articulation as seen earlier, ball joint at the neck, waist articulation, clicky hip, and they're like kind of connected, so when you move one, it kind of moves the other. It's kind of weird. But goes out that far, goes back that far all the way. Has knee bend and a little bit of ankle tilt. So not a lot, but you can get into some fairly dynamic poses. Just pretty simple, but it's enough. It works. And then on the trailer part, you can take off this little gun and you can have him hold it. So that looks nice. That looks good. And so for the combined form, the super mode, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to push forward the torso again, bring back the shoulders, bring down the chest, flip back the head, put that back up, put the shoulders back together, bring down this part so it becomes a butt, take off these blue pieces, and then you can just put them on the arms like that, and then you're going to want to push back the chest, and then flip up the heels. He doesn't really stand that well like that, but you just keep him off to the side. I'm just going to lay him down so he doesn't flop around. Then for the trailer part, you're going to want to take off the legs or the back section, and they're kind of on there really good, so you're just going to want to put some force into it. Don't worry about breaking it, it'll be fine. Unless it does break, then, don't take my word for it. But separate the legs, and as you can see right here on the tab, it's kind of stressed out. I don't know why or how, but just be wary about that. And then you're going to want to take out these parts, which are going to become the shoulders. And then while you're at it, you can just put the legs on like that. And on the other side, like so. Then you could put the shoulder pieces on. And that's looking a little more accurate to the Cybertron Optimus. Then you're just going to want to put them off to the side. And for the backpack part, it looks like a mess right now. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come up here, untab that. It's in there nice, but just untab it. And then bring it around like that. Get these little peg parts out of the way. Then flip it up and then bring it back down. And then it fits nicely. No tabs or anything, it just kind of sits there like frictioned in. And then you can bring around the guns to the back like that. Bring up this part, bring out the chest piece. Then you're going to want to come back here. You can see the railing again, and the notch, or where it's going to tab on basically. And like that. And then there's tabs like on his shoulders and tab holes. You're just going to want to bring them down, and then again, holes in there, tabs right there, like so. And then flip around his head. And there you have, he's very tall. Actually, he isn't very tall, his weapons are. But push him back a little bit. There you have Galaxy Upgrade, Optimus Prime in his robot mode. And it looks very good. I don't care what people say about it being inaccurate or how it needs an upgrade, but, it does. They've released Vector Prime and Cybertron Starscream from Legacy, so they could do an upgrade for this. But just having a modern version of the Cybertron Optimus, it looks really good, and it works as a separate thing as well, as being just, a Galaxy Upgrade, which is what it's called on the box. And it looks great. I like it a lot. And the articulation's all the same, but some of it gets, hindered because of all the backpack and the legs and stuff. But it still looks great. And then there's more weapons in this mode. Clearly, you can flip up these guns on his legs like that. You can barely even see that, my fault. But there's the guns on his legs that you can flip up. And then there's, of course, the back cannons, which are very hard to see. But if you flip up his arms like that, and then flip down the guns, just make sure everything's out of the way, you can plug his hands into the pegs or the posts and have him battled up or battle ready. And it looks really good. I really like this figure a lot. It's hefty. The hips are kind of loose, but it doesn't really bother me that much. And oh, one thing I did forget for the transformation, but I don't think it really needs it, is he has these like extra heel pieces that you could flip out, but it just kind of gets in the way, especially like on a shelf. And he stands fine. So like you don't really need those, but they're there if you do want to like pull them out. But in my opinion, doesn't need it. It stands fine on its own. It looks good. And yeah. So for some comparisons, for some size comparisons and mold comparisons, let's get the obvious ones out of the way first. Here is Legacy United Cybertron Vector Prime. And I don't really remember the exact size from the show and if this is accurate at all, but they look good together in my opinion. And then the Cybertron, you can't even see him. The Cybertron Universe Starscream. And I mean, depending on which episode, this might be accurate, this might not be. He became the size of a planet at one point, so, you know. But they all look good together. Could look better, obviously. He could get an upgrade, and I'm still upset that they don't have, and there hasn't been any leaks about a Cybertron universe, Megatron, like, updated like this in any way. I feel like they should have done that for Legacy, but Legacy is, like, almost over, so kind of unfortunate. And then, for just some simple comparisons with his mold mates, like in vehicle mode, here's the Siege Ultra Magnus mold. And you can see that very similar with like the legs and the cab and, you know, how the armor pieces go on. But they also look very different, so that's good. And, yeah, they look good. I like this mold. A lot of people don't really like it that much, but, you know, I think it's good. And, here also is the Kingdom Ultra Magnus mold. I just have the Shattered Glass one, because I didn't really want another Ultra Magnus, but might as well get the mold in some way. And it's Delta Magnus, so different characters, so it's fine. Kind of like how you can get Nemesis Prime and Optimus and have different characters with the same mold. And all the Seekers. But anyway, they look good together. I like that mold. I like this mold. I like that mold. They're all the same, but I think he wears it probably the best. Might be controversial, but I like the look of it a lot. And so, if I had Nova Prime, I would compare him, but I don't have Nova Prime. He's weirdly hard to get, so. But you can imagine it if he's, you know, if he was there, they'd be basically the same figure, but like one would be white and a little bit different, but it's basically the same figure. So, in my opinion, as with all these reviews, he's a really good figure. Get him if you want, or don't. He isn't an exact one-to-one of Cybertron Optimus, so don't really think of him like that. It's kind of just a Cybertron Optimus homage while being G1ified, if that makes sense. So, this has been my review of Siege Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment if you want. You don't have to, but thanks for watching.